What were the political consequences of Perestroika? What were the political consequences of Perestroika? This question takes us back to the mid-1980s, when Mikhail Gorbachev initiated a series of reforms aimed at restructuring the Soviet political and economic systems. One of the most significant outcomes was the end of the Communist Party's monopoly on power. The Communist Party of the Soviet Union lost its guaranteed leading role in the constitution, allowing for the emergence of multiple political parties. This shift marked a major change in governance, as it opened the door for political competition and the possibility of dissent within the government. Another important consequence was the rise of political pluralism and regional autonomy. Gorbachev's reforms allowed some authority to be devolved from the central government to local and regional bodies. This decentralization weakened the Central Communist Party's control and empowered nationalist movements within various Soviet republics. These movements gained momentum, fueled by the new freedoms and the diminishing power of the central authority. However, with increased political openness came increased political conflict and fragmentation. The reforms exposed deep divisions within Soviet society and the Communist Party itself. Some reformers pushed for more radical changes, while hardliners resisted. This polarization led to open conflicts in political forums and the media, undermining the cohesion of the Soviet leadership and contributing to political instability. The loosening of political controls also led to the growth of nationalist independence movements. As the republics within the Soviet Union began asserting their independence more forcefully, these movements were emboldened by Perestroika's reforms. The collapse of communist regimes in Eastern Europe further inspired these movements, challenging the unity of the Soviet state and playing a key role in its eventual dissolution. In August 1991, a failed coup attempt by hardline Communist Party members and security officials aimed to reverse Perestroika's reforms. Although the coup failed, it significantly weakened the Communist Party and accelerated the disintegration of the Soviet state. Shortly after, Gorbachev resigned, and the Soviet Union ceased to exist, marking the end of nearly 75 years of communist rule. The weakening of the Communist Party's dominance also allowed new political figures to rise, such as Boris Yeltsin. He capitalized on the political turmoil to promote Russian sovereignty, bend the Communist Party within Russia, and seize its assets. This further dismantled the old communist political order. From a communist perspective, Perestroika was an attempt to reform and revitalize socialism. However, the political consequences demonstrated the challenges of reforming a highly centralized system without destabilizing its foundational structures. The loosening of party control, while intended to democratize and strengthen socialism, instead led to political fragmentation, loss of central authority, and ultimately the collapse of the Soviet Union's communist system.